Let's talk about law school cold calls and why you shouldn't be afraid of them, especially if you're watching this video. I think it's going to make you feel a lot better. My name's Emily. I just graduated law school in May, and I know it's the start of a new semester, so congratulations to all the new law students. It's going to be quite a wild ride. Just to preface, my first cold call went a little something like this, but don't be afraid. I was in a class where the professor took them extremely seriously, and so he would call you by last name. So I hear in the microphone, Mrs. Mooney, and I know, oh my God, like that's me. My entire body just starts to shake. There was ringing in my ears. My vision was blurry. I felt like I was having an out of body experience, even though I had read the case probably like 5 times. And I got through it. It was fine. And I learned a lot. So I'm going to share that with you. First of all, take the shortcuts, please. Like Quimby case briefs or whatever, LexPlug or case briefer tool that you want to use, they are gold. And I don't understand why so many people are like, you have to like read every single case word for word. Yes, you should definitely be comfortable reading cases, but if you're reading a case and it sounds like it's not English, use your resources. Like try and figure out how to describe that in dumbed down words. One of the biggest mistakes I think 1Ls make is over explaining the case. Half of the details in that case, like the names, the dates, just little irrelevant details, do not matter. Like if you can tell the professor what happened, what the conclusion was by the court and how they got there, you're golden. This is the most important thing to remember, is that no matter how idiotic your cold call answer might sound, that has zero effect on how you will do in that class. I certainly understand from an ego perspective, people seeing you bomb a cold call does not feel amazing, but there's also people who do the best cold call ever and at the end of the day on the exam have no idea what they're talking about. I remember distinctly not doing great on different cold calls and then coming out of those classes with an A. So do not let that scare you or deter you. Say it with confidence, even if it's wrong, it's going to be totally fine. And if people want to talk about how you bombed a cold call, that's their problem. They probably are not going to be the best law students themselves. Last advice is just to take control of the cold call. Treat it like a dialogue. It is fully okay not to know something, and it's going to happen. The professor will ask you a question that you have no idea that was important or what they're talking about. Just take a breather, take a second, ask if you can take a minute to kind of look at the case or look back at your notes and see if you can find the answer, or just say that was a question you had when you were reading it and that you want to talk about it now in class because you weren't entirely sure yourself. That is just so much better to kind of admit that you don't know something. You are there to learn. This is class, this is law school, and that's okay. If you come at it from that perspective of an opportunity to learn, nobody is going to be able to shame you or make you feel anxious or embarrassed about your cold call answer. So hopefully this kind of eases some nerves. I know that I was terrified going into it, but after 3 years, I know it's not a big deal at all, and it has no effect on what your performance is going to be at the end of the day. So just go into it with an open mind and try not to overthink it.